Hey patrons, welcome to another inspiration video. I know I'm running a little behind this ground, but please forgive me. So I'm reading another quote today from my big book of writing advice. It's a compilation from Glimmer Train magazine. And I came across this interview with Andrea Barrett, and she was being interviewed by Sarah Ann Johnson. And so I thought I'd just read a little bit of that. It's actually kind of long, so it's a quote, but it's a little bit longer. But I feel like somebody out there needs to hear this. I know I did. So I'm going to read from it, and I might, say a couple of things, and then that'll be it, as per usual. Okay, so the question that Sarah Ann Johnson asked her was, what would you say to new writers working on their first stories or novel? And she says, try to be patient. It's so hard for people to be patient. It was really hard for me. It took me a very long time to get better and very, very long time to begin to publish. I wasn't very patient. It's painful. I think people now have even more motivation to be impatient than I did when I was starting out, because the culture is more impatient. Everything moves so fast. First novelists are pushed so hard to produce a second novel, and young people are pushed so hard right out of school to get the first novel done. It takes time to write well. You have to sit with it. You have to be patient with it. You have to trust in your intuition and in your own material and stay with it for as long as it takes. Writing isn't rocket science. A person can learn this if a person is dogged enough and spends enough time. If you throw yourself at it wholeheartedly and humbly, and you read and work and read and work and try to get better and stay open to learning and growing, you will get better. People get better. There's so much that I can't do that I'm still learning to do. It's a wonderful thing to think you can get established in your career and still have room to grow and new things to get excited about. There is a sense in which you can't get good at this in general, even though you can get good at the specific book or story you're working on. If you sit with it long enough, you will find a way through that. Sorry, let me read that again. If you sit with it long enough, you will find a way through that has some integrity and that might be good. But when you start the next thing, you're a beginner all over again. You may have a larger toolkit and a few more skills, but the project has its own new problems. It demands new thinking, and it's hard all over again. It's good that it's hard all over again. That's what keeps us challenged and interested. I feel like this is good advice for writers in general, even if you're not a beginning novelist. Or beginning writer, or you're working on your first story. This is really fantastic advice. I like the point at the end that every project is going to be different. So you can't just magically snap your fingers and, become this perfect novelist. It's always going to require revision. It's always going to require multiple drafts. And you're always going to keep growing. You're never going to just be in the same space or in the same place as a writer. So I actually really like that. I also love the part about patience, because I think we get very impatient as writers. I know I am. I'm currently even having a problem with my formatting of a short story I want to release, and it's driving me nuts. But the reality is, it's going to get out there and it's going to get done at some point. And maybe we need to relax just a little bit. I think we definitely put too much pressure on ourselves. We also see other writers having success, and that feeds into it. But the truth is, everything in its due time. If you, like she says, if you work and study, read, and you write and you revise and you do the necessary work, you're going to get to the point that you need to get to. And you're only going to keep getting better the more you do it. So I hope that was inspiring. It sure as hell was inspiring for me. So yeah. All right. Feel free to let me know what you thought of this in the comments. Hopefully it was helpful. And I'll see you on the next inspiration video. Hopefully you like this one. And I'll see you on the next one.